Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now this right here is the brand new iPhone 17 Pro. And this right here is a professional spotting camera. But you know, the iPhone 17 Pro can zoom up to like 1,000,000 times. It's brilliant. So let's see, can this thing actually replace a camera for spotting? Right now we have a 777 from United coming in for a landing at my local airport, Frankfurt. We're on the Landebahn Nordwest at the spotting point. Let's see how good the video on this thing really is. All right, so we're now on 2x zoom. Let's go 4x zoom. This is 8x zoom. And this is of course handheld, so stabilization could be interesting. Now, it's a bit windy. You might be able to hear that. The weather is a bit so let's take a look at what this landing will be like. Look at this, professional spotting. Oh yeah. 777 it is. Let's take a look. Oh my God, that is probably the butteriest landing that the iPhone 17 Pro, most brand new, ever captured. It was probably the worst filming ever because I'm quite jittery. Everybody, I do have to say, I'm really impressed. This was like very smooth video, although I have had 5 coffees today, which makes me jitter like an alcoholic in absence. Look at this right here. This is the 777 cargo by, I think, Lufthansa from Chengdu. And you know what cargo airlines are like. They don't carry livestock. Well, maybe sometimes, maybe horses. What I'm trying to say is they don't carry passengers that could complain about a hard landing. So they not really obligated to do that, are they? So let's take a look at the 777 by Lufthansa Cargo. Are they gonna beat United's extremely smooth landing? Look at the quality here. That is amazing. Oh yeah, on point. Look at the 8x zoom on this thing. This is like seriously cinematic of a shot. Look at that. And I can zoom out. I can zoom out, and already up in the skies we can see another plane come in, and this one I'm very excited about, an A340-300 from San Jose, which is funny because it's kind of the hometown of this iPhone. It's very symbolic. Or is it the San Jose in California? It's probably the San Jose in Mexico. All right, everybody, Costa Rican A340. Full of happy holiday makers. Let's see if they're happy with the shit weather in Frankfurt today and how the landing will go. What I'm happy about is this iPhone. It's incredible. Oh yeah, look at that. A340 with a beautiful old ass winglets. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was, look at the reverse thrust. 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. You know a landing is smooth when you have quite a time difference between the first section of the total landing you're coming down as comparison to the second. You know what I mean? And everybody, it's a great day to be here because another A340 is coming in. And what I'm doing now is I'm recording in 4K 120 frames per second. So we're going to see a little bit of slow motion, aren't we? Now, this mode doesn't allow us to zoom in quite a lot, but that is fine since we're so close to the runway. We might actually, for the first time, get like a proper shot of the entire airliner at once. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the A340 coming in from LA. What a beautiful landing that was once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy about that. Although in 4K 100 frames per second, you can't get super close to the plane. All right, now we're looking at something a little bit smaller, an A320, I think Neo, something like that. I don't have any idea. It's coming in from Riga. Oh yeah, look at that A340. I wonder, I mean, it barely has the power to taxi, you know? Now check out this visual, ladies and gentlemen. Genuinely, like, this is a serious camera, and I like that because it very much democratizes filming, you know? Let's take a look. Everyone can make serious high quality video. We just saw a few birds fly by. Well, usual A320 landing, to be honest, but hey. All right, A320, we see some halogen landing lights here. Look at this. This is definitely not a Neo. Does it even have sharklets? I can't tell. Let's take a look at this landing. Damn, on touchdown zone. So perfect on the A321, ladies and gentlemen. Now this has turned out extremely well. I wonder how this iPhone performs on longer distances. I mean, we literally have the runway right next to us. Let's go ahead and rotate to another spot. Maybe go down to where the runway 18 begins of Frankfurt Airport. Okay, so we'll come to runway 18, one of the only runways in the world that is purely for just takeoffs. I don't really know a lot of airports that do that. Etihad Cargo, we see some very interesting departures. I mean, we can get real close and personal to this 777 that's about to do a departure. Let's see if I can get some, oh yeah, I can even zoom in further. So let's maybe see how far the zoom really goes. Look at that close zoom and obstructions. Thank you very much. Okay, that is actually quite quality. No, so it won't be able to capture like the long focal lengths for sure. You can barely only see this airplane take off. Now, I do not have much appreciation for the fences that are in the way, but look at this pencil, it's absolutely incredible. You know, the A600 A340 is one of my most favorite ones. Look at those Rolls-Royce engines advancing. I like how they kept the classic livery on this one. Now look at the pencil go off. It needs quite a long runway. And look at this sight here. We don't have to zoom in all the way to see this one. The Airbus A380 by Emirates, probably heading off to Dubai. Look at the shot. Okay, the slats are out on this A380. I'm quite on luck today with all the airplanes we see. That is quite the view. And there it goes. It's a shame from here we can't see any rotations though. But here it goes. And it's off. So interesting when these giant birds take off and you wonder how does that work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now we are at the opposite side of the airport. And we see the runway 25 and the weather has turned for the worse. But this can be the ultimate camera test now. I mean, we have to zoom in quite a lot. Let's take a look at a plane. Now, what we're gonna see coming out behind the tree is interesting because it's an ATR. Look at that, and we can zoom in quite a lot. It's coming in from Austria land. Hopefully not carrying some painters. And this is what I mean. You have to zoom in quite a bit, but this is pretty impressive still. Like for big planes, this is like, you can get quite close. Wow. So let's go ahead and wait up for some big planes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Air Dolomiti ERJ. And we can get really close and personal up of it. Let's see, are you gonna butter? Tell me you're gonna butter, please. Yeah, that was okay. But now comes, ladies and gentlemen, a 777. Finally something big. Latam Cargo. And you know, cargo planes might land hard, question mark. Don't know. Look at the green tree from which emerges a that is a 767. Whoopsie daisy, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely not a 777, but it is quite big. So let's take a look at a landing now. Oh yeah, that was a bit rough. Oh no, Latam. But well, the package is full of interesting Central American things. Whatever that will be, it won't care. All right, look at that, the Cathay regional jet coming in, and we can get really close. And despite me filming this with one hand, it's still very stable footage, isn't it? You know, I do have to say about this phone that even this, we're getting really close ups of the airplane. It's quite serious. It is genuinely serious. Oh, a little bit of interesting floater right there. Look at the little spoilers. This is genuinely quite a serious spotting camera. And you know, you can buy a $1,300 camera and maybe take better video or photos, but you won't be able to make calls. This thing can do both. So everybody's spotting with a phone, proper video making, absolutely possible. I'm very much impressed, and I can finally have a reason to write this off my taxes. Everybody, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.